And thank you for tuning in today to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott. Let's continue with Central Valley Business. Amy and Amber are my next guests, and they're from the Talk team, and they do pediatric speech therapy, seeing over 100 kids a week, you told me. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So what kind of kids need speech therapy?
It's a whole variety of kids. Kids who are having difficulty just with their sounds, kids who are having developmental delays, children on the autism spectrum, children with Down syndrome. Any disorder could cause them to need speech therapy and interventions.
Are these one-on-ones sessions, or are they class sessions? How does it work?
Typically, we run one-on-one sessions. We do offer social skills groups for younger kids who are having just minor difficulties that don't necessarily need that one-on-one intensive session, but need to work on some social skills with some other peers.
Yeah. How long does it usually take to start to see them blossom and flower and to put that shyness behind them?
We always tell parents that that's the magic question, because everybody wants to know how long speech therapy is going to take. It depends on the child.
Yeah.
Depends on the severity of their need. We notice changes typically within 2 or 3 sessions, but the distance for every child is different.
Yeah. I use the word shyness, and that's probably not correct, because there can be probably medical conditions or something genetic that's causing a slow learning process?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have kids who definitely have anxiety disorders, so shyness is a key there. But then we have children who have a variety of other diagnoses.
So what's your background? What's your qualifications?
The two of us both graduated with our master's degrees from Fresno State, and then we found that for the two of us, we really like those kids with behavior issues who kick us and bite us. And
You really like those kids?
Yes. So we both went back to school to get additional degrees to become what's called a board certified behavior analyst, or BCBA, so we can work on the behavior side of things as well.
You really like those kids?
We do. They tend to be the ones that need it a lot.
Yeah.
And so we've got that passion and that love for them when we go in, and we can really change lives.
You both must have incredible patience.
We always joke, we've got great patience for our clients. Don't ask me to do it at home.
Do you have your own kids at home?
Yes, I've got 2 boys, and Amber's got 2 kids at home as well.
So a little bit of practice.
Yes.
Yeah. It seems like a unique field to go into. What sparked this idea for you to open this business?
We always laugh. We started our business over meatballs and sangria. We've been in business for 9.5 years.
Really?
And we were looking for a change. We were both working in the schools, and we were looking for a way to be more intensive and to make more of a difference. And one day we were sitting and talking, and we decided, why not try? We had a couple of kids who'd asked us to see them privately, so we started at kitchen counters. And Amber had 2 families and I had 2 families, and we went into their homes once a week and sat at their kitchen counters and did therapy with the toys that the kids had at home, and it just gradually grew into 1 day a week for each of us, then 2 days, and now we are both full-time and we employ a total of 10 therapists.
Wow. So is it just talking to these kids, or I think you said toys? You use
Yes.
toys?
Yes.
How do you draw them out?
Everything we do is play-based. Our motto is, if we're not having fun, they're not having fun. And so we play on the floor.
So they don't realize that they're maybe learning while they're playing.
Exactly.
Ooh, sneaky.
Even our school-age kids that come in, so often people think of speech therapy as flashcards. I'm going to show you a picture, you're going to say it. I'm going to show you a picture, you're going to say it.
Right.
They get bored. And so we really hold true that if we bring in older children, we're going to find things that are engaging and motivating for them as well. And so it's funny, our walls are lined with toys and board games, and we are constantly shopping for the next new thing that's going to get those kids engaged and ready to work.
So do you let them pick the toy they want to play with?
Yes.
Ah, and then you just take off from there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are these half-hour sessions, hour? I mean, kids lose interest pretty quickly sometimes.
Even our youngest come in for an hour at a time, some kids up to 3 days a week. But
Are the parents with them
Sometimes.
sometimes?
Parental choice, we give them the option of sitting in and observing or stepping out. It very much depends on what the kids need.
I would guess the kids might be more likely to open up without the parents being there.
We do,
see that
yeah.
at times.
But how do you tell the parents that in a nice way?
Thank goodness for our years of experience, we're pretty good at sharing with parents, let me try this. Or we're blessed, our space is so big now that sometimes we'll just pick up a kiddo and say, we're going to go in the other room. We'll come back and see mom in a few minutes.
Oh.
We just relocate.
Sneaky.
Exactly.
Do you have two-way mirrors where the parents could watch from the other side of the mirror?
Not yet.
At this point.
Yeah. with the possibility?
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
would love, honestly, what we talk about a lot is being able to have parents log in and watch from the waiting
Online,
room,
yeah.
plug in headphones, be able to see it so that they can watch and listen without having to be present.
I wonder if the parents did that, would they be surprised at what their kids actually say when the parents aren't there?
Sometimes.
On a regular basis, we have parents who say, "Oh no, he doesn't do that at home." So we're the queens of pulling out our phones and like video recording what we're
Yep.
doing, so we can send them to parents so they can at least see in action what's happening.
Yeah. Now, I asked you before we went on if this is covered by insurance, and in some cases it is, if there was an accident or an injury, but most of it's not covered by insurance?
Some insurance policies will fund it. We have a few companies that do fund speech therapy at varying levels depending on plans. Our big problem is the big blues, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, don't tend to provide speech therapy coverage, and they cover a lot of families.
Yeah. I can see where it's so much more than just a speech therapy problem. I mean, if a kid can't communicate, that's going to impact him down the road in school, in friendships, in
Everything.
everything. So
Absolutely.
it's important to get this taken care of, isn't it?
That's our goal, is to change these children's lives through communication so they can access as much of life as possible.
Okay. Your office is just north of Fresno State, you told me, Cedar and Bullard,
Yes.
on the northwest corner. Do you have a website, or how can folks find out more?
At thetalkteam.com, or our office phone number is 559-970-8277.
Okay, thetalkteam.com.
Yes.
Okay, and you have sessions starting all the time?
All the time. We're there from about 8 to 7 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 2 on Fridays.
Wow, long week for you. Well, Amy and Amber, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
The Talk Team, Cedar and Bullard, just north of Fresno State, and you've got the information of how you can reach them. Thank you for coming in.
Thank
and
you,
we will
Mike.
be back with more on Central Valley Talk.